Welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute, your source of internet marketing inspiration.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute. I'm your host, John Henson, recording in a slightly different spot today. Just wanted to change things up a little bit. If you're listening, just, nothing's different, honestly. But if you're watching on the video, you'll notice there's a different backdrop, but that is what it is. Special hello to everyone that we met at the Dementia Focused Practice Conference in Phoenix and the South Carolina State Bar Conference a couple of weeks ago. Had a really great time. Me personally, I was in Phoenix. I got to speak there at that conference. It was a really good time. Had a lot of good conversations with everybody. And so really did enjoy getting to see everybody there. This week, wanted to talk about evergreen content. It's one of the questions that I get a lot, it's like, hey, you talk about evergreen content a lot, but what does that actually mean? And so, I like to kind of answer that question first by talking about what evergreen content is not, because, I think a lot of law firms, especially with their marketing, the big mistake that they make is that they use their blog specifically for just like current event updates, so like, for example, maybe there's like a case update or maybe a law gets changed in the Supreme Court or in the state courts, whatever the case is. And they just kind of have a 3-paragraph write up, or maybe their SEO company writes up 3 paragraphs, just kind of recapping what happened. It's just like, hey, this new law is this is what the new law says. And there's not anything beyond that. There's no real value there. There's nothing that says how that's going to impact your audience or anything like that. And it's just, it dies pretty quickly. It has some value for a couple of days and then it's done, So that's why we focus really on evergreen content, and it's answering questions at a surface level that are going to hold their value for a really long time. So, for example, if, for an immigration attorney, for example, things are constantly changing in the immigration world. And so if your blog is just focused on, hey, these are the new travel restrictions, or, hey, this is the very specific change in, entry status for a specific visa or whatever, like that's fine to include, but it should not be everything that you're posting about, So for example, think broader, have content that covers the common question. So, what is a visa interview process look like? What steps do I need to take to gain citizenship or to gain a green card or whatever the case is? And that makes things, it gives your content a lot more longevity, because outside of maybe a couple of changes here and there, the process for obtaining citizenship or green card is not going to change. And so the one thing that you want to do, and I know that, especially attorneys, you have fears about this, is you don't want to have incorrect information. And I get that. And so at that point, you don't want to have outdated information on your blog that you have to either go track down and delete or track down and revise or whatever. And the thing with current events is maybe a law changes and then it gets reversed, and then maybe it changes again. And so it's still, just old and incorrect information. But again, the whole idea and the reason that evergreen content at this point is so important is because you are able to not just build a library of your knowledge and your expertise that will just consistently build up over time, but you are able to obtain more and more resources that you can use to not only share on your social media platforms, or to share on your website, but for new prospects that come into your office, you have a wealth of information that you can share with them that helps your case and helps educate them and helps them realize that, hey, you're the person they need to work with. So for example, like, let's say you write a blog this month about, how your state calculates child support, and you have someone come to your office and, 8 months from now, they come into your office and say, hey, I'm getting a divorce. I have children. I need help understanding how much I can expect in child support. And then you're going to be like, hey, we've got this blog here that we wrote that kind of explains that process. There's a link in there to a calculator that you can use to, set up a thing. And I don't know if you can hear this right now. There's someone blowing leaves outside of my window. But we're going to wrap up here. But that was just kind of the main point that I wanted to make, is that, the evergreen content just has a ton of value, and that's where your content marketing should be lying. All right. This guy outside my window is distracting, and I'm just going to wrap it up here. Thanks again for listening. Continue to rate, review us on Apple Podcasts and wherever you're consuming the show. And that's going to do it for us this week. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Please visit lawfirmmarketingminute.com for more information. We'll see you next time.